So many people are quick to judge something when times are good, whether it's a country, an asset class, an investment, whatever it may be. But in my opinion, the best time to judge anything is when that thing is at its worst. I'm going to tell you what I mean and how you can apply that to your nomad capitalist life right now. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Henderson, and here at Nomad Capitalist, we help 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs go where they're treated best with things like legal tax savings, second passports, and more. You can learn more at nomadcapitalist.com. And what I'll tell you, in all the years I've been running Nomad Capitalist, I wrote the book, we have our website, we have all the videos, thousands of articles. The comments that I sometimes have seen over the years are very one-sided. People are very quick to judge the places that we talk about. Oh, you're investing in Cambodia? That's ridiculous. You bought a house in Malaysia? Get ready to lose your money. But somehow the same things that they predict, the doom and gloom they prophesy to happen in every other country but theirs, never applies to where it is that they're from. Well, what's been interesting throughout the year 2020 is seeing a lot of the chaos that's gone on in the world and seeing countries being tested. When you have anything in your life, it could be a relationship, could be an investment, whatever it may be, you want to evaluate that, in my opinion, from some perspective, based on when that is at its worst. You can have a great relationship, you can have a great marriage when the stock market is at record highs and you're making a lot of money and everything's great. I've known people before the global financial crisis who had great relationships with their partners, their spouse, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, and then 2008 hit, and that relationship wasn't so good anymore. The reality is it never was that good. They never really liked each other that much. It was just a convenience that times were good and nothing could go wrong, and so hey, let's be together. When it was tested, it fell apart. You could say the same thing about any investment, any asset class, and I would say any country. Right now what you're seeing, for example, is with all the coronavirus travel restrictions, citizens of the US, to a lesser extent the UK, and some other countries are being denied entry. Americans who for so long have told me that they have an incredible passport, they can go everywhere they want in the world, suddenly can't. The EU has talked about not welcoming them. They're on a banned list for many countries. In some countries, even if you were a dual citizen with that country and you're also a US citizen, they don't want you. They say, great, go back to the US. I'm not sure if they're allowed to do that, but some countries are. And what we're seeing for the first time is that your country's visa-free travel, number one, can't be taken for granted. It's not the only reason to have a passport. But I never thought there'd be a time when, as a St. Lucian, I was much more welcome in many places than a lot of Americans, a lot of Brits. And that's the way that the world is changing right now. Now, you can argue that it's a temporary thing and it'll go back to normal, but I also know that many people who are making that argument are the ones who say, this is going to change the world forever. So you really have to make up your mind. Is it going to change the world forever and you're going to start to see a shift, or it's going to go back to normal? Either way, I've learned long ago, I don't want to rely on unreliable people in my life. I want to have redundancies. I want to be protected. And so to me, you can be American if you want. Being St. Lucian or being something else in addition wouldn't be a bad way to diversify. Wouldn't be a bad way to make sure that you can always go where you're treated best. Because right now we're seeing some countries' passports that people thought they were untouchable. Now we're seeing exactly how they're being tested. You're seeing, in times of chaos, how some countries and how some neighborhoods are being tested. And I think it's really a time for choosing. It's a great reminder that for so long, so many countries have done so well. They've become brand names. They've become the place to go. They've become the place where, hey, if you put your money there, don't worry, it'll be safe. If you go and live there, don't worry, it'll be safe. You can always make money. They've been places that have been propped up. But as we've seen in the last decade, countries in Europe like Cyprus, like Greece, certain incidents in Poland, even Ireland, governments come in and just taken your money. They've bailed in the banks, they've borrowed money from retirement accounts, they've done all kinds of crazy things because, hey, we need the money. Don't trust a government in good times. Don't trust it when they're running budget surpluses or the economy's hot as a pistol or companies are moving there. Judge it by when things fall apart. How do they maintain law and order? How safe are you? How safe is your money there? And I think what we've seen in the last decade is there is a flight of capital and also a flight of people out of the Western countries, where people are putting their gold not in Switzerland anymore, but they're putting precious metals in places like Singapore. They're putting their wealth not so much in the US or Canada anymore. They're going to places like Dubai and also to Singapore. People are moving to countries. They're establishing residences and citizenships. In 2020, we had more ultra high net worth individuals than ever coming to us and saying, you know what, I want to make sure I'm protected because I don't want all my eggs in the one basket of this country. We saw this when people were stranded in other countries during the peak of the coronavirus, and their countries' embassies were saying, yeah, we'll put you on a plane back home, but you need to pay for it. We've got 10 seats in a private jet. They're 20 grand each. Who wants to step up? Make sure you have your credit card ready. People realize their country's not there to help them out. Their country's there to see them as a transaction. Everything is a quid pro quo. You're not a citizen, you're their customer. It's easy to say investing in the stock market or investing in real estate in the Western world is great. You've had a 10-year bull market where it seems that almost no one can do any wrong. You buy a piece of property, you leverage it to the hilt, you rent it out, the tenants always pay the rent, you pay your property taxes, you make a few bucks and your property values go up. How easy can it be? Same thing with the stock market, but what happens when there's a disruption? What happens when something bad happens? Where are your investments then? Many of the places that I've invested in, the frontier markets, the emerging markets, they haven't had a recession in over 25 years. They're uncorrelated, or they've held up better than these markets where people thought they could do no wrong, partially because not anyone can buy a property with 3% down and become a landlord and claim how smart they were. You have to judge the success of anything by how well it performs in bad times. And right now, a lot of Western countries have not been performing as well as you would think. They have not been dealing as well with the challenges as you would hope. And for this privilege, you are often paying them 35, 40, 50% or even more of your money in taxes to support you, only for them to tell you that you're on your own. In many parts of California right now, the police won't respond for any non-violent crime. Someone breaks into your car, even burglarizes your home, go online and fill out a form, leave us alone. We've got better things to do. I'm sure glad I'm giving half of my money to them. The reality is, bad times expose the underlying tendencies of places. Western brand name countries have been flying high on arrogance for years. Now that there are other options in the world, things aren't going as well, and a lot more people are realizing that they can and should have options. That's what Go Where You're Treated Best is all about. The idea that there will be bad times, you can't stop them. You just want to be ready for them. You want to be diversified. You want to have more than one passport. You want to have your money in more than one place so no bureaucrat can come and take it all with one push of a keystroke. You want to be diversified in different asset classes. You want to have homes in different countries where you can go, that if times get tough in one place, you have somewhere else to go. And not only that you have somewhere else physically to go, but that you're mentally prepared to go because you know what that house looks like, what it smells like, you know how you feel there. So it's not a mental barrier to your leaving when times get bad. You know how many people have told me, I'll leave when things get bad enough? Really? The government reading your every email, spying on you, and letting looters run wild in the streets? Things haven't gotten bad enough? All right, well, you can stay there and you can judge a place by the highs. I'll judge a place by the lows, and I'll always choose to be diversified and to go where I'm treated best. How can Nomad Capitalist help you? 4 ways. Number 1, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to make sure you get our new video every day. Number 2, get a copy of Nomad Capitalist, the book. You'll learn a lot of my personal experiences over a dozen years of studying this stuff, as well as exactly some of the strategies that you can use to build your Nomad Capitalist plan. Number 3, if you're not sure where to start, but you want to come and learn from my team and I, you want to come and mingle with like-minded people, learn more about our live conference, Nomad Capitalist Live. It's coming up soon. And number 4, if you want some help right now because you've got a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to lower your taxes, get a second passport, or build the Nomad Capitalist lifestyle of your dreams, go to nomadcapitalist.com and click on Become a Client.